So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Salesforce Management online classes. Okay, so I hope you can remember in the last class we were discussing about motivation of a Salesforce. Okay, so just let me take a quick recap of what we have learned so far. So I have learned what motivation is. Okay, but recall, okay, motivation is much more beyond this definition. Then under what conditions employee feels motivated, okay, and how these motivational conditions are studied and used by a company to develop effective compensation, effective motivation policy. Okay. Then we were discussing about theories of motivation. Okay. So yes, you might have learned the same theory in different subjects, but in this subject, the context is different here. Okay. So I hope we can recall we discussed about okay, a couple of levels, okay, like physiological needs and safety needs. Okay, but let me just begin from the physiological needs once again. So dear students, this is a theory of motivation by Maslow. Okay, according to him, human needs are okay in arranged into five hierarchies. Okay, and human goes after satisfying the needs one after the another. Say for example, his first set of needs which a human consider to satisfy are physiological needs or basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, and healthcare, etc. Okay, so once these needs are met, okay, the man goes after satisfying the second set of needs in the hierarchy. They are safety needs like job security, life safety, okay, or income security, and so on. So according to Maslow's, unless the lower level needs are met, okay, the human will not be motivated to satisfy the next level needs. So how this theory fits into Salesforce management, especially motivation of a Salesforce, and how a company can apply this theory into practical aspects, okay, or in designing a motivation policy for its organization. So let us consider the first lowest level of needs, physiological needs or basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, and healthcare. Okay, so how a company can consider this theory, okay, for developing a effective motivation policy. So what managerial actions can be taken? See, a company can design its compensation policy in such a way, okay, where at least it can provide or offer adequate income, okay, wherein the sales reps can satisfy food, clothing, shelter, and healthcare needs. Okay, so as long as the compensation package satisfies the basic needs, okay, and enables the sales rep to save some amount, okay, that it keeps the sales representative motivated. If the if the compensation of the sales representative is very low, wherein the sales rep struggles to satisfy his or her basic needs, okay, and is unable to save anything, okay, so definitely this such a compensation will not motivate the sales representative. Imagine yourself also, say most of you have taken education loan, okay, wherein you get a salary, you get a job, and the compensation what you are going to receive on the job, it should be adequate enough to take care of your food, clothing, and shelter in the new workplace as well as your healthcare, and you should be able to pay back your education loan. The monthly EMIs you should be able to repay. Still, some amount you should be able to save. So, unless the compensation is adequate to this extent, you will not be motivated to work in the company. Okay, so I hope you can understand how this theory is related to designing a effective motivation policy for a company. Then regarding second level of needs, safety needs. Okay, so once the physiological needs or basic needs are met, okay, the sales reps or humans are motivated to satisfy the next level needs. What are they? Okay, in our case, job security, safety of life, okay, as well as income security. Okay, so what kind of managerial actions can be taken here to keep the sales reps motivated who are trying to satisfy their second level of needs? See, provide a safe work environment, right? Then set mutually agreed upon performance standards. Okay, see the targets or quotas that are assigned to the sales reps should not be hypothetical, should not be unachievable. Okay, they should be mutually agreed upon sales quotas or sales targets where achievement should be possible provided the sales reports sufficient efforts. Then communicate job performance, expectations and consequences. Okay, the same should be communicated to the sales reps. Okay, if we achieve the target and if it does not achieve the target, what will be the consequences in both the situation. So this ensures job security, okay, as well as income security for the sales reps. And providing safe work environment ensures life safety at least during the job for a sales rep. Okay, so this way a company can consider the policies related to work environment as well as job security and income security and build it into the motivation policy to keep the sales reps motivated. Then third level of needs are social needs. So once the physiological and safety needs are fulfilled, the sales reps will try to satisfy the third set of needs that are social needs. So though what we are learning is sales force management, okay, the management of the outside sales force, those sales representatives who go into the field, meet the customers in person. So most of the times they work alone on their own. So it is more difficult to fulfill, but still, okay, the sales rep will be looking to satisfy some social needs like affiliation, friendship, acceptance by others, and so on. So how these needs can be fulfilled by a company through its motivation policy. Use team selling. See, wherever possible. Okay, in many cases it will not be possible, but wherever possible, the company can use team selling where the sales reps can feel part of the team, okay, and work in a team, and that will help fulfill social needs or hold social functions. Though for outside field sales representative, it is very difficult because they have to be taken out of the field to hold social functions, but at least once in a year, okay, many companies hold social functions. Okay, it may be in the form of holding annual sales meetings, for example. Okay, so they get to socialize with each other. Okay, they get to learn from each other. Okay, so during the social functions. Okay, but it again depend on the company policy, company budget. Okay, and other aspects and the culture in the company and so on. Okay, then distribute employee newsletters. So what is happening in the company? Okay, so what each employee is doing or achieving can be understood or informed to each sales reps. Then hold sales meetings. Generally, most of the companies hold annual sales meetings. Okay, so where all the sales reps get to meet each other. If not annual national level sales meeting, but at least a regional or zonal level sales meetings are held. Okay, so if I can recall, while I was working for a Protect Labs Private Limited, okay, the company used to hold a monthly sales meeting. It was a regional sales meet, not zonal. Okay, so monthly regional sales meeting they used to hold in Bangalore. So I used to travel from Tumkuru to Bangalore. But it used to be a day meeting from morning to evening in a hotel. So they used to sponsor us breakfast, lunch, and evening high tea. Then night we used to travel and reach back our territories. So we get to meet other sales representatives. We get to talk to each other. Okay, spend some time with them. Other than our monthly a review of the sales performance as well as the target for next month. Then similarly, okay, esteem needs fulfilled through status and recognition. So those sales representatives, okay, who have fulfilled their first three level of needs, okay, they will not stay in the company unless the fourth level needs are fulfilled by the company or satisfied in the company, that are status and recognition. So definitely a company can imbibe this into their motivation policy to keep the sales reps motivated even at this level. They can help the sales reps achieve their satisfy their esteem needs. Okay, by way of recognizing sales representatives' achievements personally as well as publicly through title changes. If those sales representatives who have been achieving their sales targets over and above 100%, okay, so then may many companies, okay, appreciate and recognize their performance personally by way of writing letters to them or by way of emails, okay, as well as publicly through title changes. Okay, that is by way of, okay, like, okay, see, marketing executive to senior marketing executive, for example, through title changes or commendation letters, means appreciation letters, okay, as well as by way of promotions. Okay, I personally feel promotion is the best way, okay, to motivate a sales representative or for that matter any employee who is trying to satisfy esteem needs, that is status and recognition. So if the growth is saturated for a sales representative, okay, who are trying to satisfy their esteem needs, generally such sales reps quit the company, okay, in search of promotion into other competitors companies. See, the loss for present companies, they will lose a experienced and high performing sales representative. Okay. And it will be a victory for its competitors who will take that new sales rep into their own company by providing the deserving promotions or salary. So the company should be able to retain the sales representatives who are trying to satisfy their estimates by way of appreciation letters or promotions or by way of recognizing their performance. Then finally, self-actualization needs. Okay, the sales reps will be trying to fulfill through self-development or challenge. Okay, see, I will share a small story of my MBA classmate, okay, who was working for a company called Young India Films. The company was, okay, rep firm, REP, rep firm. Means this company would recruit and select and appoint a sales force. And they will use the sales force to sell the products of their client companies like Philips, for example. Philips has, okay, LCD projectors. A long back it was. Okay, so my friend was an engineering student with MBA in marketing, and he climbed up the ladder in the company. Okay, so very quickly, and I can consider that his first three level of needs were very quickly he fulfilled, and the company also was able to fulfill his fourth level of needs. Okay, fourth level of needs through, okay, commendation letters and increment but not promotion, okay, because it is a small organization and the promotion was very difficult. So though the salary was increased, but my friend was not highly satisfied, and he quit the company and he joined some other company. But I think this company, okay, which he quit earlier, in India Films, okay, so they, it looks like they gave a thought because he was experienced in the company and he was a high performing sales rep in the company, so they don't wanted him to leave. Okay, so and they could also assess his level of needs which he was trying to satisfy. Maybe he was into self actualization needs in the company. Okay, so then they spoke to him back, they called him back and they gave him a new assignment. Okay, so they gave him a new assignment. So the same word is used here, assignments to special projects. So my friend was given an assignment to a special project, so where this company was actually into selling only LCD projectors, audio conferencing equipments, and OHP projectors. Okay, they lured him or they attracted him by offering a assignment to special project. Okay, and he agreed and he joined back the company. So what are that assignment to special project? Okay, so they expanded his territory. His territory was all India, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. Okay, so three countries. Okay, three countries they expanded his territory to first. It was a B2B marketing company. Okay. Second, okay, he was given two new products. One of the language lab, way back it was in 2004, 2005, I'm talking. Okay, so language lab, okay, which was very new. Okay, then the second was, uh, if you know about these planetariums, okay, like the one you have in Bengaluru, Sir Vishwesvaraya Planetarium, where you get to see the solar system, okay, videos on the ceiling. The screen will be on the ceiling actually. So those projectors are a different type, different grade of projectors there. You need projectors there also. Okay. So for these planetariums, okay, where you view the solar system, planets, star videos, okay, through special projectors that focus on the ceiling of the planetariums. Okay. So he was given to sell these special products, or he was given the special, he was given the assignment to these special projects. Okay. And when I was working in ICFA National College, Goa, he came to Goa. Okay, he met me and he traveled from I think Chennai to Goa in a flight. Okay, then I just asked him how many customers you are meeting. He said, I'm just meeting one customer. Who? I said, who? He said, Goa, the Minister of Education, Minister of for Education, Goa. Okay, he just came to meet one customer. So I hope you can understand what the meaning of assignment to special projects. Okay, so this way, this young India Films try to satisfy the self-actualization needs of one of its sales representatives. Students, I hope we can connect with the example. Students, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, these examples are very rare. Okay, it is not possible for everybody to give these examples. Try to understand, and at a very lower level where me and you can connect. Okay, so I made you understand how a small rep form it is called. Okay, try to satisfy the self-actualization needs of its sales rep. Okay, so I hope you can understand. Okay, the level or quality of teaching
Yes,
done here in the online class. Okay. Yeah. So then we'll move on to the next theory, Hertzberg's dual factor theory. Okay, so we'll just learn it in brief. Okay, so according to Hertzberg, there are two set of factors that motivate people or a human, and he has grouped them into two categories. One is the hygiene factors, and another is the motivation factors. See, hygiene factors include pay, company policies, supervision conditions, and work conditions. So according to Hertzberg, these hygiene factors or a set of factors are necessary, basic necessities, like they're preconditions to work. Okay. So in the absence of which working will be difficult. Say for example, would you like to work for a company which does not pay? Definitely not. Okay, would you like to work in a company where the working conditions are hazardous? It is not safe to work. Definitely will not work, right? So hygiene factors are basic conditions for employees to work. They may not motivate the employee. In addition to the hygiene factors, a company must also have motivation factors like recognition. We know what the meaning of recognition now. Responsibility, work challenge. Okay, we're talking about fair challenges. Okay, which will keep the employee motivated to work, and growth opportunities within the company. Okay, so I hope this much will be enough about Hertzberg's dual factor theory. If you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions, dear students? Hertzberg's dual factor theory. So what is the summary? A company need to maintain hygiene factors which are a precondition or basic necessity for sales reps to work. Okay. In addition to the hygiene factors, a company should also have motivation factor. The factors that actually motivate the sales reps and enable them to deliver results. Yeah, any queries here? Any queries? Anybody who would like to know more in detail about Hertzberg's dual factor theory? Yes.
No, sir.
Is that okay? I hope it was quite simple. Okay.
Yes, sir. Fine.
Yeah. Then salespeople's perceived reasons for failure and their motivational impacts. Okay. So if you can look at these factors, perceived reasons. Okay. Salespeople's perceived reasons. Why salespeople fail to achieve their targets? abilities, efforts, strategy, and task difficulty. Okay, and their motivational impact. So, what impact? Okay, these reasons have on motivation, positive impact and negative impact. Okay, see, this is a professional evaluation. See, where in reality, sales rep, okay, might be lazy and he might have not made any sales calls or made very few sales calls, right? Okay, so he's a lazy employee. Okay, so we are not discussing about such employees. And the sales reps who lie, okay, who do not put additional efforts. We are not talking about these sales reps who leave the job in 2 and 3 months and come back. Okay, blaming the area managers, blaming the company products. We are not talking about those people. Okay, we are making a professional assessment here. So first, let us consider if the reason for a sales rep's failure is ability, a lack of ability. Means the sales rep lacked ability to sell product or selling skills. So what is the positive impact? Okay, seek help. See, this sales representative may seek help. He may ask for additional training. Okay, he will ask for supervisors, assistants. Supervisor means area sales managers, assistants, or team leaders, assistants. And he will try to increase efforts. See, if the sales representative feel that he failed to achieve sales target due to lack of ability, the positive impact will be like this. What is the negative motivation? Okay, the sales rep may become frustrated and discouraged, and he may give up and resign from the job. See, all of you may not work in sales field, but remember, okay, you work in any field, you will have deadlines to meet. Okay, there will be a prescribed way of working. Okay, so you have to work in a prescribed manner within the deadline to deliver the desired output. Okay, so if you lack ability, and if you assess that you failed because you lack ability, remember, this is the positive way of thinking. Seek help, get additional training, ask for your supervisors, assistants, and increase your efforts. Okay, so a person who thinks positive, okay, so these reasons may have a positive impact on him and make him to initiate these efforts. If the impact is negative, he may resign simply, get frustrated and come out and blame the company and managers. That's it. So if the sales rep feels that efforts were the reasons for failure, means less efforts, it will motivate the sales rep to work harder. Definitely each sales rep or employee will know personally that whether he has put sufficient efforts or not. So if you think that you have not worked enough, work harder. It will motivate you to work harder. Make more sales calls, work for longer hours. Okay, it is a positive impact when you think positive. And when you accept that you have not put enough efforts. But if the sales rep feels that, okay, he has not put sufficient efforts, he does not accept it, there will be no change in the behavior of the such a sales rep. Okay, this is where most of the people fail actually, where they don't accept their mistakes. Strategy. Okay, the approach of the sales rep is wrong, let us say. That's why the sales rep failed. We think like that. Okay, then the sales rep will motivate the sales rep to change the selling strategy or change the selling method. Adopt the sales presentation. Adopt means your sales presentation, oral or PowerPoint, should be adapted to each customer depending on the customer needs. Okay, then if the sales rep is thinks that his strategy was always, approach was always right, okay, then the sales rep will not change anything. The behavior of the sales rep remains same. Okay, so these kind of sales reps will go on, okay, not achieving their targets. They will not fulfill their targets and they eventually give up. Task difficulty. Let us say the task itself is very difficult. Okay, see my friend whom I told you, he was supposed to meet the education ministers of each state. He was supposed to meet the science centers, okay, where the videos of a galaxy or solar systems are shown to sell those special projectors. Okay, so his task was difficult. Okay, So if he is unable, if he feels that, if the sales rep feels that the targets are not achieved due to the task difficulty, task was difficult or selling was difficult. Okay, so the positive motivation will be the sales rep, it will make the sales rep to work harder, change strategies or seek help from superiors. But if it makes a negative impact on the sales rep will become frustrated, discouraged, and eventually give up, means resign. So when you work, okay, and when you are unable to achieve your targets, or when you are unable to deliver on the job, please think about these positive lines. Okay, the one I am pointing through the cursor. Okay, if your mind makes you to behave in this negative way, okay, remember you are a, it means that the person or employee is a lazy, unorganized, and indisciplined employee. Eventually, he will give up, and he will never take the blame on himself or herself. He will only go on blaming the company, okay, and the immediate supervisors. But that will not going to change anything for that salesman or for that employee. Remember. Okay. So, any questions here? Any questions? Salespeople's perceived reasons for failure and their motivational impact. See, yeah, okay. A lot of learning is there for your life and for your career. Only you pay attention and only you give importance to yourself. If you ignore yourself, these things are nothing. Just 3 marks, 7 mark questions. Okay, so I'll go for attendance, then later I'll continue. So please prepare yourself with your attendance call. Okay, so Nishad. Absent. Aditya. Absent.
Present, sir.
Okay, present. Akshata.
Present, sir.
Yes.
Present, sir.
Present. Akshay Pujari.
Absent, sir.
Absent.
Yes, sir.
Akshay Koradkeri.
He is present, sir.
Present. Ankita.
Present, sir.
Anusha.
Present, sir.
Apeksha.
Yes, sir.
Ashutosh.
Present, sir.
Prasad.
Yes, sir.
Supriya. Divya.
Present, sir.
Gautam.
Present, sir.
Gururaj.
Sir.
Hanmant Rai.
Present, sir.
Bhimaya.
Present, sir.
Kallaya.
Present, sir.
Karthik. Manjur. Manoj. Meghna Kalburgi. Meghna Lokhande. Nandan.
Absent, sir.
Yeah, Nandan.
Present, sir.
Nikita.
Present, sir.
Pradeep.
Yes, sir.
Amod. Pranjali. Prashant. Prema.
Sir, present, sir.
Rahul.
Present, sir.
Ram.
Present, sir.
Rohit. Varsha.
Present, sir.
Samuel.
Sir is present.
Present. Okay. Thank you.
Sir.
Present. Yes. Sharan.
Present, sir.
Rohit is also present.
Yes.
Okay. Marked present. Then Shruti.
Present, sir.
Shweta Kalkeri. Snehal.
Present, sir.
Sudarshan, Sudha,
Present, sir.
Suman,
Yes, sir.
Vishal,
Yes, sir.
Vishal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else who are not able to give their attendance call? So I hope I have marked all present. Okay, those who are in the class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let me continue. So any questions on this? Salespeople's perceived reasons for failure and their motivational impact. So the reasons due to which people fail, they can also positively or negatively motivate a person. Okay, so try to understand. So in the end, it is upon the individual person himself or herself. Okay. Company policies will be there to support. Okay, but it's all about self motivation, your positive thinking. Okay, or your perception. Okay, if for lazy, unorganized, indisciplined people will never think positively. Remember. Okay, when they fail due to these reasons, when they lack ability, when they put less efforts, when their strategy is not right, when the difficulty task is difficult. Okay, lazy, unorganized, indisciplined people will never take it positively. They always take it negatively and quit the job. It doesn't matter only sales. Remember, any job for that matter. Okay, then let's move on to next part. Yeah, career stages. So motivation also depends upon, okay, the stage of the career stage of the sales representative, like how we have learned in marketing management semester 1, product life cycle, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Same way, exploration is nothing but introduction, establishment is nothing but growth, maintenance is nothing but maturity, and disengagement is nothing but a decline stage. Okay, in the life cycle of a sales representative. Okay, remember this. So let us learn about each of these career stages in the life of a sales representative, and how they motivate a sales representative, or what motivates a sales representative in each stage of his or her career. The first stage is exploration or introduction, in beginning of the career of a sales representative. So this is more applicable to all of you, those who have got a job. You are going to join a job. Okay, so you will be into exploration stage of your career when you join a company. So primary concern is finding a suitable occupation. So those who have not yet got a job, so what you're trying to do, I hope, okay, that you are trying to find a suitable job for yourself. Okay, so you are into exploration stage of your career. Your skills and knowledge are underdeveloped. They will develop when you join a company for a period of time. When you drop out are terminated. Okay, so those who join the company also in the initial stage, many new recruits will be terminated by the company. Remember this, huh? Okay, and low expectancy instrumentality. Okay, low expectancy instrumentality and a high balance for personal growth. Okay, so there will be little expectation, okay, from the company during this stage, because you will have less information, less exposure towards the career and company. Okay. Then as you work in the company, continue to work in a company, okay, and you get confirmation in the company, okay, and you start growing in your career, okay, so you enter into establishment stage. So in the establishment stage, the primary concern is improving skills and performance. Okay, I hope you can understand that. But to grow further, you need to improve your skills. Skills depend on the job, the type of job you undertake. Lack of promotion may cause a disengagement or quitting. Okay, so when you are growing and you are due for a promotion, and if you don't get the promotion in the company, it will make you to put less amount of effort. It may demotivate you, or you may resign from the company and join another company, looking for that growth. This is quite common. You will experience this in future. Those who continue to work in the company, only them. New commitments make pay important. See, at this stage, say once you start working in a company, say for about 4 to 5 years, by that time you may get married. Okay, so your commitment will increase, your responsibilities will increase, and in future you may have children. Okay, so you'll have more responsibilities, more commitments, and that will make your salary more important on the job. So at this stage only, your salary can increase in salary or promotion can keep you motivated. Otherwise, the employee will be highly demotivated, because as the responsibilities increase, commitments increase, along with that, salary should also increase. So company should take due care of this to keep its sales force motivated. Then high expectancy, instrumentality, and a high balance for promotion and pay. See, now at this stage, okay, you will have very high expectations from the company. So as you perform high, you expect high pay, increase in salary, and promotions from the company. When you get it, you will stay motivated. When you don't get it, you will be highly demotivated. Okay, so remaining 2 stages we'll discuss in the next class on Monday. Okay, so all the best. Okay, and see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock class in supply chain. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the next class.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good day.
Okay, so good day to all of you.
Same to
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.